Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up, run it back. Run it up, then run it back.
Well, good morning. Made it to Thursday, y'all. This is a Run It Back. My name is Michelle. We've got Chandler P in the middle, Lou Will there on the end. How's everybody feeling this morning? Okay.
It's our Friday, Beads. It's our Friday.
It's our Friday. It's our Friday. Are you going to rage?
You know I am going to.
You know what? I actually might.
What?
Oh, what we got on tap, Lou?
Whoa.
Hey, listen, it's nothing like the weekend, baby. We outside. Let's do it.
I do love a 3-day weekend. I do love a 3-day weekend. We got Bobby Portis joining us a little bit later, as he does. But we're going to get things started off. A lot of basketball last night across the league. And we're going to start right here in Los Angeles. Little game I went to, Spurs, Lakers. This was a good one. It was a long one, but it was a good one. Luka and Lakers win it in the end, 118-116. Luka finishes with 35. DeAndre Ayton, nice night, 22 and 10. Marcus Smart was 17, 5 and 5. Wemby had a rough one, 19 points. He was 5 of 14. He had 5 turnovers, and he also fouls out with about a minute 40 left in that one. A lot of foul outs on the Spurs side in this one. No Austin Reeves. 60. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this. 66 total fouls were called, and my goodness, I feel like I felt every single one of them, Lou. But it was kind of nice. The Lakers did have a lot of resilience in the fourth. What'd you see?
Yeah. I thought they played a really good game. I thought that was a good team win. You know, you got a guy like Marcus Smart who comes over last year in a trade. He's leading them in plus minus. You get a lot of good production out of him. LaRavia struggled last night, but he's been a bright spot for the Lakers. Rui has been phenomenal in the mid-range. He's coming to his own. He's figured out what lane that the Lakers need him to play in. And another guy I want to shine a light on is DeAndre Ayton, right? Like, he's been criticized, this and that, not a good teammate, blah, blah, blah. I never subscribed to it, and I just wanted to be patient. I want to see what he's bringing to the table. Now, as you can see, with him playing with a guy like Luka, he knows if he rolls hard, he's going to be a lob threat. He knows if he does his job, he's going to be a threat in the mid-range. He's going to get that basketball. He's going to receive that basketball. So you got a guy like D.A. who's playing at a high level because he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he knows he's going to get the basketball on his team. They've done it with strength by numbers. You know, I don't even have to mention Luka because we know what he brings to the table. This Los Angeles Lakers team, they're going to go as their role players go, and last night they got a lot of good production out of a lot of guys. They should be encouraged at where they stand last night. That's a good quality win. They bought a team who's fighting to stay at the West. They beat a team that's fighting to stay at the top of the West, just like themselves. So, you know, for them to have a good quality win like this and have different guys contribute the way they did, you know, the Lakers should feel good this morning after that game.
Yeah, when you watch this Lakers team play, you know that Luka's going to control the ball. You know he's going to control the game. He's going to play at his own pace. It's what do those other guys do? It's what does Rui do? Can he be consistent? Austin Reeves shown he can be that consistent guy. It's early. There's a lot of basketball to play yet, but it looks like he's taken that next step to kind of be that second fiddle for Luka. A guy like Marcus last night, his value is not just on the offensive end, although he did play a great game last night, kind of setting up the offense, playing point, allowing Luka to play off the ball a little bit, knocking down some shots. But his value is his defense. The way he played so physical with Wemby, pushed him out away from the hoop. He's such a nuisance, man. He creates the contact and then he sells the contact the other way. And it's a talent. And it's unbelievable how good he is at doing that. And Lou touched on it, but DeAndre Ayton, I mean, by no means did he get guarded last night like Wembanyama did, but he played better. He outplayed Wembanyama statistically last night. He was a presence. He was physical. He was efficient. He doesn't take bad shots. You kind of know what you're going to get with him offensively, which is always a good thing. You never want those bigs that are demanding the ball, that want the ball when it's not their game. Doesn't seem like he's doing that, at least right now, early with the Lakers, the way Austin's playing, the way Luka's playing. So this was a great win for the Lakers without without Reeves. The Spurs are obviously banged up too. They're still missing some key players, but this was a great early matchup of two teams that are really, really good.
Yeah. You know what else?
It was awesome in the building.
No, go ahead, Lou.
No, I just wanted to say one more thing before you ask Beadle her question. Give JJ Redick some credit because he put DeAndre Ayton in the corner for some possessions to take Wemby away from the rim, and they had a lot of success with that. That's an adjustment inside of the game that a lot of teams hadn't really figured out. Like, you know what? I'm going to put the guy that you're guarding, I'm going to take him away from the rim, and that way we can open back up the lanes again. And they had success early in their game because of that. So shout out to JJ Redick for that.
And I think the Lakers obviously watched that film of Phoenix of how they guarded Wembanyama because they're not going to, he's too good. He's too long. He's too big. Their teams aren't going to let him just play straight up. They're going to try and get him in the half court, push him out and be physical and just throw double teams at him and let him, not beat you. And that's exactly what they did. And they still had a chance, obviously, last night. And Beadle, I'm watching the game last night, and I know you're there. And you see the Marcus Smart inbound violation, which when you watch it, there's nobody back there. He didn't have to do this. I get it. He was trying to get in there. But first of all, did your heart break when you saw that he missed the first free throw? And did you think he was going to make the free throw? Because he had a great game.
Yeah, no, he came out on fire, actually. I even joked early on in the first quarter with Sean Elliott and Jacob, I was like, oh, this could be a champagne night, randomly. Yeah, that first one you're not supposed to miss. So that was that was a little bit of the fact that they even had a shot at the end because of the Marcus Smart violation was sort of a catch your breath moment. That building was crazy electric. The Dodgers were in the house. Obviously the normal number of celebrities were there. It was really cool to see. And I'll say this as a complete and total homer, if I'm just going to be honest, to see that many Spurs fans on the road these days, especially where the Lakers play is, it's like a flashback. So it was kind of cool to see. But man, yeah, there was a second where I thought, oh, they're going to pull this one out. But great win for the Lakers, you guys. Is that the bigger person? Is that what they do here?
Yeah, 100%.
That was a great win. By the way, I just want to tell you guys, Brian Wright, GM for the Spurs, loves the show. Had nothing but great things to say about us.
There we go, Brian Wright.
You know what I'm coming to realize? I'm coming to realize all PR people watch our show. All of them. Anytime we say something incorrect, I'm like, but they're getting reported by the PR guys. So shout out to PR, everybody in the PR sections of every team that's watching Running Back. We appreciate it. Yeah,
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah, look, we can talk some more Luka because even before the game started, you're like, is this going to be one of those nights? It's always interesting to watch him live, and you don't always get to see all of the complaining when you watch on TV because his camera's not necessarily always right on him, but he does it. 5-0 against Wemby, by the way. Not that it's necessarily him playing against him, but Wemby earlier had already said that Luka understands and masters the game more than anyone else. I kind of love the idea that he masters the game more than anyone else, Chandler. What did you think about Wemby saying that and also just Luka in general?
Yeah, it really is impressive. It's like you get that same kind of feeling when you watch Jokic, when you watch SGA. It's physically impossible to speed this dude up. And he uses his size. He uses his intelligence. It doesn't matter if a stronger guy, a bigger guy, a more athletic guy is guarding him. He still plays at his pace. He gets to his spots. Even if a double team's coming, he had a play last night where they doubled him, and he just simply put the ball right through the double. This pass was insane. Even this even shocked himself. The whole defense ran the other way. He kicks it back. This is the play I'm talking about. It's a double team, and he just splits it. It's just so easy for him, and he finds a way to find the open man. He finds a way to get an easy basket. As ball dominant as he is, he usually makes the right decision. You can't speed him up. You can't put a bigger guy on him because he's too quick off the dribble. Can't put a smaller guy over on him because he'll post you up and he sees right over the defense. He really is a wizard with the ball. The foul calls last night were brutal. The complaining, he'll get a call and still let the ref hear about it. I wish he would simmer a little bit on that, but it's a little bit painful, but the way he plays, and if I would play, I'd want to play with that guy because he's going to find you when you're open. He's going to make you better. And he's just an unbelievable, just big bodied guard that usually makes the play and you can't speed him up. So it really is crazy how he plays the game and just how easy it looks for him.
Lou, who do you think's hardest to stop? Him, SGA, or Giannis?
You know what? They're all unique in their own ways, right? Because Giannis is just powerful. Giannis has mastered the art of, I know you can't stay in front of me. I know you're not stronger than me. So I'm just going to bully my way to the rim, and I'm going to use that to my advantage. SGA is one of those type of players. He knows how to get to his spots. You're not going to speed him up. You're not going to make him play out of body. He's not going to do anything out of character. That's what makes him special. Luka is one of those guys. He's a 3-tier scorer. He can get to the rim. He's a mid-range guy. He can shoot the ball deep. He can shoot the ball from the parking lot. All of those things make them uniquely dangerous. And the thing about Luka for me is he's still improving. Like, we're still watching him get better and better. Imagine if he leaves the referees alone and he doesn't lose 8 to 10 plays a game. Like, when you complain to referees and you walk up the court or you jog back and the play is going on, that's 8 to 10 possessions a game. Imagine if he takes those 8 to 10 that he doesn't complain to the referees and he decides he's going to make a team pay on either end of the floor and be engaged on the defensive end. We're going to look at one of probably the best players we've ever seen in a game. So as great as all of these guys are, Luka especially, we're still watching him improve in front of our eyes. That's what makes him great.
And what was impressive to me is we know how good he is offensively, right? The improvement is the effort on the defensive end to me. And last night I saw that. You see him flying around. You see him pressuring the ball. You see he had 5 steals last night, and some of them were kind of thrown right to him. But he's never going to be a lockdown defender. But if he can give that type of effort, energy on the defensive end that he does on the offensive end, taking charges, boxing out, like he really, really put forth a really good effort last night defensively, and it shows. And I think it fuels their team, and it allows him to even, not that he needs more freedom offensively, but when you put the same amount of effort on both sides of the ball, it almost is a more kind of controlling the offense as much as you do. So I was really impressed with the way, again, he's never going to be a clamps type of guy, but just the fact that he is at least exhausting himself defensively was really impressive to me.
Look, DeAndre Ayton, Rui, and Marcus Smart had great nights. Gabe Vincent's still out, but Nick Smith Jr. may also be taking that. LeBron James obviously not playing, and they're on a nice little 5-game win streak, guys. So I don't know, Chandler. Look, we're gonna talk about this all season long. Who's in? Who's out? Who's real? Who's not? Is this Lakers team legit? Like, were they contending?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a good start, and who knows what they're going to look like when they're whole, when they're complete, right? Sorry, I got to sneeze.
Just let it out, buddy. Just be you. Nice.
I love live TV.
Love sneezing.
No, so we're not going to know what I imagine they're going to get better. They're going to add another threat with LeBron James, who's going to kind of do what he's been doing for the last 2 decades. And again, they do have depth. They have guys that they can plug in. They have, the Dalton Connects, who's kind of looked like he struggled early. He's not looked great, but they found something with LaRavia. They found something with DeAndre Ayton. Jackson Hayes is kind of that lob threat that Luka loves playing with. And he's always finding him for 2 or 3 easy lobs every single night. So this team is balanced. They have an explosive backcourt scoring with Reeves and with Luka. And when LeBron comes back in their hole, there's going to be some decisions there because some guys are going to be out of the rotation. That's a good problem to have for JJ. So they're going to continue to get better. It's going to be interesting to see. There's only one ball out there for Austin Reeves, for Luka, LeBron. It's going to be interesting to see how they manage that, but they're off to a great start.
And you know what else? Like, they were always poised to be in this position. They were a 3 seed last year. So there's no surprise that they're having success. They're still trying to put the pieces together. I think in this new world of NBA where we're so impatient and everybody is so good, you want everybody to show you instant results immediately. Like, this team has settled into their personality. They settled into their style of play. LeBron coming back is going to be an interesting thing to see if their style of play is going to change. You can see they're playing a little bit more up-tempo, up and down the court, not as lethargic in a half court as they usually do. It'll be interesting to see how LeBron adjusts to that when he gets into it, because he's one of those type of guys. You kind of got to conform around him. He deserves that. Luka deserves that. You got to conform around their style of play. But all of their role players are doing their part, and they're doing a good job for them. So they've always been a real team. Now it's starting to come into fruition, I feel like.
Yeah.
So let's talk Wemby a little bit, because you guys already mentioned the fact that Phoenix figured some stuff out against him. LA obviously figured some stuff out against him last night. He fouls out, 3rd of his career, 2nd this season already. After the game, he was even frustrated, talking about how the game seems so fast right now, and he hasn't really faced these types of defenses yet before against teams. And so I'm wondering, what do you do now, Lou, right? Because once the thing gets figured out, then you have to take the next step and get better. So what is the next step here for Wemby?
What you just said, he has to make adjustments. He's still a very young player in this league, and scouting reports are starting to do different things to frustrate him and make the game difficult, right? So we've seen him go from shooting 9 3-pointers a game to now shooting around 3 to 4 a game. He adjusted that. Now you got to go back in that bag and use that as another tool. You see how teams are going to guard you in the post now. So now you have to adjust to that. You have to play the game inside of the game. You got to figure out ways to beat that double team. For me, he has to take a page out of Giannis' book, right? Like, I know I'm dominant when I have the ball in my hands and I'm bringing it up the floor. I got to put pressure on you every single time. Either I'm going to dunk this basketball or you're going to foul me. It's going to go my way. He has to, in the transition, I think he has to put the ball in his hands more. I don't want to turn him into the point guard, but I want him to establish this early in games where teams can't load up on him in the post like they've been doing. Teams are starting to have some success with guarding him that way. And so now it's his opportunity for him to go back, look at some film, look at some tape and say, you know, these are the ways that I'm going to make sure these instances go my way. You know, as a scorer for me, I always wanted to be in charge of how my possessions were going to go. So you can call me a foul baiter, you can call me whatever you want, but it's going to go my way. I'm not going to let you guard me how you want to guard me. And I think that's where Wemby is right now. Teams are throwing a lot of different looks at him. They're throwing a lot of different things his way to make him adjust the way that he plays that makes him successful. He's going to watch tape and he's going to adjust to them as well. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's any figuring out Victor Wembanyama, but there is some critical, defensive schemes that you can do. And that's happened the last two games, whether it's pushing him out from the basket, trying to get him in the half court. When he gets that defensive rebound, which he gets a lot, I think he's second in the NBA, and he goes in transition, that's where he's great, where he can kind of get to that long stride, where he can get to that Euro step, and that's where his finishing is. He's unguardable. Mitch Johnson, this is big for you. As first year coach, you have to make adjustments as a first head coach with a budding superstar, not a budding super, with a superstar, how to put him in the best possible situations. How do you get more quick hitting actions where they can't double team? How do you get him on quick little baseline screens where you can get to that little baby hook quick before the double team comes? What's the proper spacing? Who needs to be on the floor with him to make him the most successful as possible? And I do think that's playing faster. When they get bogged down in the half court and he gets pushed out and he gets, face up, little post up, the double teams coming. I think they got to have more movement. They got to have more cutting, but it's going to take time. Listen, this guy's going to see every defense in the history of basketball thrown at him his way. You're going to have to keep making adjustments. So a lot of this is on this first year coach, Mitch Johnson, to put him in those situations. But also he's got to be patient. It's not going to be easy. He's going to get double teamed. He's going to get triple teamed. Marcus Smart last night, you see him elbow him in the back, and then Victor kind of retaliates and gets the charge call on him. He's got to be smarter than that. He can't get in foul trouble because he's too valuable. Saw a stat last night. They're like the best defense ever with him on the floor, and they're the worst defense in the NBA without him. That just shows how important he is when he's on the floor. So foul trouble can't become a thing for him because he's too valuable.
Mitch, I want to give Coach a piece of advice. Not that he needs it. Put him at the free throw line. Can't double anybody in the middle of the floor. Put him at the free throw line. Put him at that Dirk spot. Teams cannot double because he can face up. And if you're going to run at a 7-7 guy while he's faced up, he's going to beat you over the top. And also, if you play him one-on-one from those spots, he's going to beat you as well. So stop putting him on the block. They're doubling the block. They can rotate out of the block. But if you put him in those little gray areas where it's weird, where he can face up, you can't do nothing with him. Put him in those spots.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He's so versatile. He can set the screen. He can handle in the screen. He can, go play splits with one of their dynamic guards. Stephon Castle's done a great job. He turns the ball over a little bit, but he's a great kind of option to play that two-man game with him and these quick hitting actions. Don't let the defense get set and let them do what they want to do against Wemby. That's not going to help. And that's where he's going to, force. It's where he's going to settle. It's where he's going to take these long fadeaways that aren't necessarily what he does best. I like them to go even faster than they're playing now.
Well, travel day today. They go home. Cup game tomorrow against Houston. So that'll be a must-see game again.
Another tough one.
I know it's a tough one. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, our friend, our buddy, Bobby Portis. He's back. Oh, yes, he's back. Buddy Thursday.
Run it back, yeah. Run it up, run it back, run it up, run it back.
Your champions, the Milwaukee Bucks.
I don't need the fame for the cons with the extras.
Nothing but net for Bobby.
I don't get tired, go hard, no question.
Bobby Portis.
He is a competitor.
He is a competitor. He's also our friend. What's up, Bobby? How you doing?
What's up, guys? Y'all good?
What's up, babe? Hey.
You got the season voice now. The season has started.
That's that. It's cold as hell in Milwaukee, boys.
Yeah, there you go.
Already? Come on. Not like
Yikes.
that. I don't like that. Bobby, I'm glad you're here. Guys are off to an awesome 5-3 start. But I want to ask you, when you're on the actual team and we all say things like, wow, the Bucks are off to a surprising 5-3 start. What do you think of that?
I think first and foremost, our record really should be like 7-1. We gave up a couple of bad losses, especially at home to Sacramento. We got to take care of home court. Just trying to preach to the guys that, we got to stack up wins. We got to, especially win all our games at home, on home court in front of our home crowd. Got to win those. Obviously, our game against Toronto was tough, very emotional game the night before. So the next day on the back-to-back is always tough, especially going through customs and all those things in Toronto. So it was a tough game for us, but no excuses made. We got to be better, but I think we'll regroup tomorrow, especially with it being the in-season cup game.
Bobby, I want to go back to Monday night when Giannis hits the kind of crazy game winner fadeaway.
Yeah.
There was a timeout before it. What was the actual play that was drawn up? Because there's no way that was the look we wanted, right?
No, I think we all kind of knew Jan was gonna take the shot. Doc drew up a play where AJ Green supposed to come up and go screen out of it. About 3-4 seconds out of the with the clock on the with the time on the clock, and then obviously Jan kept it. AJ ghost out of it. They switch. He goes out to the top of the key right wing. Giannis backs in, spins back over his left shoulder, shoots the ball. So happy it went in. Happy we won the game. I feel like Indiana and us, no matter who's playing on the court, is always a highly competitive game. And tip their hat to them though. They definitely gave us a great game, and it was fun to play in. Atmosphere was crazy. I was telling my brothers just yesterday that with it being a 6th game in the year, 7th game of the season, that felt like the playoffs low key in there. It was a crazy crowd, crazy environment. Obviously, we got one of their ex-players, Miles Turner, on our team now. So just the totality in it all, man, was just fun to be in.
I'm glad you brought up Miles. I don't know. I think we just all assume, oh man, you do 10 years somewhere, you're going to be really, really welcome with open arms. But that was not the case. And he did love that. What'd you think about how that all went down, the booing and everything?
I think obviously, when you play somewhere 10 years and when you transition to another team, whether that's being traded or signing with someone else, typically guys get, great reception back when they come back. Guys stand up, give them a standing goal, whatever it is. But I just think in Miles Turner's situation, he joined the ops. You know what I'm saying? Like when you join the ops, it's different. You know what I'm saying? He joined the team nobody in Indiana likes. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. So I think we kind of got to take that with a grain of salt, man. But definitely being somewhere 10 years is kind of, as a professional player, that's like a blessing in disguise. That's in itself. Guys moving around in the league all the time. It's kind of hard finding a home in the NBA. Anyway, so for be somewhere 10 years, obviously they still gave him a great video, great tribute video. But I don't think the crowd really was loving it at all. But it was fun though. It was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, obviously with the addition of Miles and that whole thing, and then the idea that you guys have played each other 22 times since the start of the 23-24 season.
22
They sent you guys home
What?
23 times, 22 times. And they've sent you guys home twice in the first round. Is this become a bit of a rivalry? Do you guys get up more for this game, or is this just one of the 82?
Nah,
Against a
it's
team
not.
you don't really
It's not
like.
a regular. Nah, it's not
It's
a
not,
regular
right?
game anymore. Nah. I would definitely say that over the last couple seasons, man, it's been kind of cool and kind of fun to just build an in-season competitive spirit versus another ball club. We've, like you said, man, played these guys over 20 times. We know them, they know us. We know exactly what it's going to be, no matter who's playing on their side, no matter who's playing on our side. It's just highly competitive hoops, guys competing against one another at a very high level, and then ultimately just trying to win the game. Two highly competitive teams that's trying to win, but it's always fun playing against them, man. They throw different things at us. They keep you on your toes. I would definitely say, I know both sides and all 15, 16 guys on both sides of each team definitely get their sleep at night. Everybody be out there playing hard, man. Like I said, man, that atmosphere, that competitive spirit on Monday night felt like the playoffs for real. Every possession felt like it was a big possession down the stretch. Every shot that was taken, every offensive rebound, just felt like April. So it was fun to play in for sure.
Miles called out clip farmers. He did the Tyrese Halliburton podcast, and then a little piece got pulled. It's kind of what happens, right? We don't play a 10-minute clip. We play a 20-second clip. So it does sometimes get very viral. Do you guys ever just hesitate? Like, I'm not going to do any more of these podcasts or interviews. Did you get fed up with the whole, clip farming?
I think it depends on the player for real, right? I think it depends on you and your makeup as a person. Some guys really don't care about doing podcasts at all, and then you have some guys who like to get in there and stir the pot up a little bit. I would go on record and say I've never seen Miles on a podcast probably before that one. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely did his thing and went on there and just talked his truth. Ain't nothing wrong with talking your truth, man.
Yeah, Bobby, did you have like a issue? I didn't have an issue with that. I didn't find it offensive, maybe slightly unnecessary, but like besides James Johnson, who really wants to go and fight off the court, so like I didn't find that offensive. Did you think that was like a jab? Because I did not.
To fight off the court?
Remember he said whatever he said.
JJ come in peace, man.
I'm just saying. I think most NBA players don't want to fight. I don't think that's if someone said that about me, I'd be like totally, or like I wouldn't think it's offensive. I guess it's just a little.
I think most people fight
Bobby,
over. Yeah. I think most people fight over a couple things, man. Money and the other thing that I don't really want to say. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? People fight over a few things out here, man. I don't think that
it's only a couple.
Yeah.
What's the other one, guys?
We're gonna fight over. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it out loud, man, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only a couple things we fighting over out here, man. So I don't think that the basketball court gonna boil over to, the street. You know what I'm saying? Like we hoopers, you know what I'm saying? We not street guys. We hoopers, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to hoop and
You know what I took it as though, Chandler? I took it as like if you and we have a relationship, we know each other. I might say something that's a little harsh that people might not understand. That's our relationship. Like I could say, like Chandler X, Y, and Z, and you will understand that I'm being funny, but the world, they're gonna take it how they're gonna take it.
So people are gonna gas it up, and then I might get my feelings.
And that's how. At the same time, I feel both sides of it though. Now you know what I'm saying. I feel Miles on his side, and I feel the opposite side of it too. Cause it's like, dang, like are we really talking about ball? Or are we talking about something
cool
else?
Or not?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about here? Like, you know what I'm saying? What we talking about here? Like,
yeah. Look, Bobby, I wanna ask you this, man, because when I seen Giannis hit that fadeaway the other day, I said he adding to his bag. Like he's still getting better. He averaging almost 33 points a game so far this season. Obviously, is going to be in the MVP running if he continues to go on this way. You've played with him for 6 seasons. Is this the best version of Giannis you've seen so far?
That's hard to say. I think like all my years here, he's almost been at 30 points and around the same rebounds and assists. So I just think that sometimes with a player like him, we kind of take for granted a little bit because the things that he does, he been doing it for a minute now. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Guys might get used to that. Guys might get used to him scoring 30 and 10, whatever it is. So sometimes, guys kind of take it for granted, but it's the best version of him. I can't say, man, because I've seen so many so many versions of him. I would say more so on the leadership side, this is the best version I've seen him. Talking more, interacting with guys more. Just leading guys, being more vocal. I think my first 4 or 5 years here, he was more of a lead by example type of leader. Now I think that with everything that's around and surrounding the team, I think that his sense of urgency is more so being vocal, and I like that for us.
Yeah, and I want to and also I want to shine a light on your young fellow Ryan Rollins.
Yes,
Playing
sir.
incredibly well. I saw you showed him some love on Twitter and gave him that shout out. Did you know this breakout was coming, or are you surprised like everybody else? Because I know you've been in the trenches with him. You see him behind the scenes, and he's working. You saw this coming, huh?
Yeah. So it was actually crazy. Like I remember coming home during our mini camp in September and stuff, and I came home for like lunch and stuff, and we had like a couple hoop sessions on um, Monday through Thursday throughout the week, and obviously on the weekend we can go home or say do whatever you want to do on the weekend. But Monday you gotta be in the gym and hoop. And in the mini camps, I remember coming home from one of the mini camps early on in September, and Chef was at home cooking. And I remember I come home and told Chef, I said, hey, man, shoot, Ryan Rollins here. For real. I remember come home and tell him, like, hey, bro, shit, hey, Ryan Rollins, hey, he here. Just his body, his demeanor, his pace with the game, staying out to practice, getting up extra shots, working on his reps, everything he basically works on out to practice. It's the same thing that he kind of just displays in the game. Great getting to his left hand, getting downhill. Just a great overall pro, man. It's always good to see guys that work hard, that dedicate themselves to the gym, just reap the benefits of hard work. And that's what we seen in Rod Rollins this year, man. Just a guy that's being very, very well coached as well. Well coachable. And shout out to Rondo as well for always watching film with him, being around, being a sponge. Rondo being big for our guards this year as well. Just having him around, being that veteran leader. Obviously, Rondo, two-time champ, basketball IQ out of this world. So having him around to help Ryan and Cole and Scoot and all these guys has been very critical for our start of the season.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And Bobby, we love a good Bobby Portis dust up. And Saturday night, we're going to show a clip here where there's a play where you gave Sabonis just a little shove in the back here. What happened here? Was this just a little frustration? Was this is nothing?
Nah, man, you just, first quarter action, I got a rebound. I just feel like he did some fake hustle stuff, died on the floor, kind of died into my knees a little bit. And I just told him, bro, like, hey, man, chill out with all that. That's all it was. It wasn't nothing crazy. I wasn't like I was trying to hurt him or nothing. I just told him, hey, man, chill out. I can't believe I got a tech for that, though, even though the refs, I told the refs, like, I got hurt like that.
You can't believe you got the tech. Yeah. You got his face. Put your finger in his face.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was just protecting myself. I remember my fourth season.
No, that's where the tech is,
like
Bobby.
that, bro.
Here's the tech, Bobby.
Somebody died with a ball,
in the
fake
push.
hustle. Fake hustle, man. I just don't like fake hustle. Like fake hustle. It's the first quarter. It's 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. The ball on the ground. Like, ain't no reason for you to dive on that ball. Right? I already got the ball, bro. So you dive into the ball. You hit my knee. My knee kind of, you know what I'm saying, do a little bit. And I just protected myself. I didn't think I was going to get a tech at all.
When they see those eyes open wide, BP, you're getting teed up. They know what time it is.
Instantly, though. Yeah, like, they take me so fast, bro. They was calming me down. I said, all right, man, let me go and chill out for Doc putting me in timeout again, man.
BP, the NBA Cup continues tomorrow. You guys got the Chicago Bulls. They're 6-1. They're playing well. What's the motivation, baby? What's the motivation?
Running back, man. We got to run it back.
Do you still have a piece of the last one left?
I like it.
What's the name of the show, man?
We got to run it back.
We got to run it back, man. We got to run it back, man. We got to run it back, man. That's the name of the show, man. I'm super excited for it. Obviously, our team won last year, but obviously a different dynamic to our team, new guys, trying to teach guys how to play the right way, how to play with each other, how to win. So, obviously we got a good team coming in here tomorrow. They're hot. They've been rolling to start the season, but I think our biggest thing is just worrying about us. Good teams don't lose 2 in a row. That's what I've been preaching all year long for the first 8 games. Obviously, we lost last game. Good teams don't lose 2 in a row. So I think our biggest thing is just going out there playing for each other, getting the ball hopping. For some reason, when we touch paint and can spray out for threes and get the ball hopping, the ball always finds who needs to shoot it on our team. Got a lot of good shooters. So it should be a fun game. Obviously, the stakes are going to be high anyway with 500K on the line. I think everybody's going to go out there and play as hard as they can.
Yeah, I know. It's the fact that, by the way, I think there'll be more eyes too, because I think last Friday's Cup games got a little bit diluted because that World Series Game 6 was on, and so people were just distracted.
Yeah.
I think everyone's watching tomorrow. By the way, we never really got a full did you end up doing anything fun? I know you said something about wine, but that's a lot of wine. Did you do anything fun with the funny money or no?
Yeah, with the NBA Cup money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got my mom's house renovated.
Oh, I
there
love
we go.
this.
Yeah,
kitchen. Talk to me. I love a good reno story.
Kitchen,
baths.
bathrooms, new carpet. Got the walls painted. I just got everything just redone around my mom's crib. I bought my mom's crib in 2018, and when I bought it at the time, it was about 10, 13, 14 years old. So it's like the 20th year anniversary this year. So we just got it all renovated up to speed, got everything up to date. So it's been kind of fun, man, just to, take care of moms, put a smile on my mom's face, obviously. Yeah, obviously this year was tough. It was tough for mom, grandma died. So just want to, keep my mom smiling as much as I can, man. So I took my money and spent it on my mom's, man. So,
that's awesome.
Good son. Best son.
Solid. Yes, sir.
Bobby, before we let you go, I want to get your take on the whole John Morant situation in Memphis.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He gets suspended for a game after scoring just 8 points in a loss and kind of doing the whole bit with the media. We've all had those conversations with coaches in the locker room, and they comment after a bad loss. And is it ever a good idea? Or have you ever had a situation with yourself or a teammate where anything good ever come of that, lashing out publicly to the media like that, and being detrimental to the team? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, me personally, I don't think Bobby Portis could ever go to the media, and start rambling off and saying different things. I would get, written off so fast. You know what I'm saying? So I just think as a pro, you kind of just, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, things not going to always go your way. Obviously, he has a coaching change as well, probably used to what Taylor Jenkins was wanting, probably used to the system they was running, having the ball more, whatever it is. So with the new coach coming in, it's always tough with an adjustment early on. So probably some little back and forth from the player and the coach. But at the same time, as the franchise leader of the team, as the guy making the big bucks on the team, you got to, be a pro's pro. Take it with a grain of salt. Things not going to always go your way, but you got guys on your team that's looking up to you now as the big bro, as the veteran of the team. Don't want to, lose the locker room in any way. You want to always have your guys riding for you on the court. So definitely not something that I would want to see keep happening from him. Great guy, got his own shoe, great role model. Guys, little kids really look up to him a lot. So. Definitely, hopefully he can learn from that situation and just move on from it and keep playing good ball, keep playing with joy, find that joy again. The game is fun when you play it the right way, and obviously winning take care of everything. So get a couple wins, everything will feel better.
Last question. This Giannis preventing robbery of a woman whose purse was being stolen. Is that real?
Man, that's so cap. That's so cap. Man, that's so cap. Man,
why is that even said out loud?
Hey, man. Hey,
I never know what to believe.
I don't either.
Fun
y'all
fact,
thought
man.
that was the truth?
Well, I had to ask.
It was last week. We was somewhere last week, man. We had like a little costume party. Everybody dressed up in their little costumes, whatever it was. And I remember the next day we had practice or a game or something. I think we had the Kings the next day. And I remember he came in with the black eye. And I'm like, bro, like, what's, you good? He like, nah, man, I was in the robbery. I was in the grocery store at Pick and Save. I said, man, cap. And I didn't know he was going to go to the media with it, man. That's cap, man. Y'all believe in that, man.
Let's have some fun.
Something wrong with y'all, man. Y'all believe in that, something wrong with y'all.
Do it.
Pick and save. I don't think y'all
Pick and save is too much.
That's where he
Man,
lost.
hey, man, somebody got
Yeah.
a video of that by now. With all this social media
That's what I'm saying.
and all this stuff going on, all these cameras around, somebody would have
TMZ would have
got a
been
video
had
of
the
that.
footage.
Come
TMZ
Yeah.
on,
would have paid
man.
for that so fast.
Somebody
man.
would have went there. TMZ would have went there and paid for that.
Yeah.
easy.
100%.
I thought so, and because
Choke
nobody
that
was
off
really
easy.
running with it, but I'm like, well, we got Bobby
Not
on.
buying.
Might as well get it confirmed one way. Yeah, the pick and save was too much. I think he went too far by naming it.
TMZ would have
what a
gave Pick
weird
and say 50,000. They would have took it.
50,000. They
Oh,
would have given
God, you
500.
500.
you know what? We there it is. That's called journalism. It's now confirmed lie. Bobby, as always, appreciate the time and good luck tomorrow. We'll talk
Good
soon.
luck.
Appreciate
Bobby.
y'all, man. Let's get it.
Sir.
Let's get it, man. I'm ready
Yeah.
for this
500.
in-season cup.
Heck yeah, Vegas. Yes. All right,
Let's
we'll
go.
take a quick break. We'll do a little more on the other side.
Run it up, then run it back.
Well, why don't we do a little you buying that? As per usual, Gilbert Arenas is in this one. He said he'd take Josh Giddey over LaMelo Ball. All right, Lou, why don't you start us off? Buying that?
I'm buying it, but that's not fair. That's
Okay,
not
go on.
fair. Obviously. Oh man.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
I'm buying. Listen, Josh Giddey is having a great season, right? It's easy to kind of look at his scenario and just randomly pick him. LaMelo Ball is different. He's focused on leading the organization. I don't think Josh Giddey has that type of pressure on him. So has the results been in for LaMelo at this point to do the same thing that Josh Giddey is doing? Absolutely not. The scenarios are different. But if we're just talking about today and you're looking at the production of Josh Giddey and the way that he runs the team and all the pressure isn't on him and you're going to build around somebody like that to put pieces around him for there to possibly be better guys on the roster than Josh Giddey and you're going to build a team around him, I would buy that. But, obviously we know what LaMelo Ball is. The scenarios are different, but based on where we are today, I would buy that simply because he's saying, if he were starting a team, that's where he would start at point guard. Their scenarios are different. Josh Giddey is there to set the table. LaMelo Ball is there to run an organization. The scenarios are different. But I know Gil, I know this game. He says stuff like this to bring up engagement. So I'm going to help him with his engagement, and I'm going to say I'm buying.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's an interesting argument because first of all, it depends what team I'm on and what else I have. But Lou has a great point. Like LaMelo Ball is a franchise type player. Josh Giddey isn't. Like Josh Giddey's a very good point guard. He's having a very good year. He's not that talented, highly touted guy that LaMelo Ball is. But depending on what I have and what I need, Josh Giddey is a better point guard right now. But if I'm taking just sheer talent, it's not even close. LaMelo Ball has so much more talent than him. But if you look at production in the beginning of this season and what you can do for a certain team, I get his point that I would take Josh Giddey at the starting point guard position. But if I could take one of them for the next 5-10 years, I'm taking LaMelo Ball. Today for a game, I'm taking Josh Giddey.
Today, yeah.
Okay, can I play devil's advocate for a second? Because obviously the criticism that surrounds LaMelo Ball is not anything about his talent. He's obviously a hell of a fun time to watch.
He also
very,
just
very
needs
talented.
a good roster, Beats. He needs
But
a good
that's my point.
franchise.
The point would be if you pick LaMelo Ball, the idea is he is the guy. So if he's the guy on your team, depending on what else you put around him, is that a championship team?
Put LaMelo Ball like on the Houston Rockets right now. I think we're talking about him in a way different light.
Is he the guy though? If he goes to the Houston Rockets?
No, he's not the guy. He's not the guy, but he's
going to be one
good
of the
enough
guys
to go and have these 40, 50-point games. He is that guy, but he doesn't.
I mean, I'd
I
love
think
to
he
see
won't.
it.
I think he's like a Trey Young type player, right? He can be the guy, but on a
Same
not
arguments.
a championship team. But you put him on a team like with Sengun and Kevin Durant, where he can fit in and certain nights pick and choose and beat the guy. That's where LaMelo Ball will take that. Player of a bad franchise. Not rolling.
You need to get whatever monster lives in your internet wiring and just fix it. It's out of control. Okay.
Is it bad?
You literally just robot for about half a second. It's funny. I've gotten used to it.
We
all
got to
right,
see
you're
you
next,
bleed
Taylor.
at this point, Chandler. I don't know.
It's very odd. Tim Bontemps, ESPN, said that Ja Morant isn't a top 10 point guard by talent or production, and that he'd rather have Darius Garland, shout out DG, he's back, over Ja. Okay, Chandler, you buying that one?
I am buying that. And I think the two guys that we just talked about in the segment, you can argue that are better right now than Ja Morant.
Sure.
Don't get distracted over the talent. Again, this is kind of the same argument. Would you take Josh Giddey or would you take John Morant right now? Depends on what you have. Josh Giddey's not that face of a franchise, never going to have his own Nike shoe. He's not the talent, not the caliber of player John Morant is. But when you look at the production and what you need on a certain team, you might go that way. Now, when you look at the point guard position, there's so many good point guards. Brunson's, Tyrese Maxey, Steph, SGA, like he's probably not a top 10 point guard right now, but give him a month stretch of the John Morant we know and love, he's going to be right back in that conversation. So he's a great player. He's gone through some stuff. He's going through adversity right now with his franchise, with his head coach losing, not on a contender. Is he going to get moved? Is he not going to get moved? But he's still very good. But there are like Darius Garland, Jamal Murray, like LaMelo Ball, Trae Young. Those are all those guys that are kind of right there in that similar ranking of John Morant. So it's not crazy to say he's not a top 10 player at this point or top 10 point guard.
It sounds like
that's tricky. That's tricky because again, we're talking about a guy that's just not happy in the scenario that he's in. If you drop him on a team where he's happy, he finds that motivation again. He finds that joy. We're having a completely different conversation. However, the facts are the facts and reality is reality. The production just isn't there right now. Yeah. The Memphis Grizzlies aren't there right now. So you gotta you have to look at it in reality instead of what can be and what could be. So right now I'd have to agree.
Like I didn't even mention Cade Cunningham. Like he's not a top 10 point guard.
We've been saying it though, Chandler. The game moves on. Like the game waits for no man. And it's so many of these young guys. They want to prove themselves. They want to be a part of these conversations, and a lot of them have done a great job at it. You know, you just said it. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson. You know, we weren't talking about some of these guys in these scenarios. Darius Garland is another one. Like these guys are emerging, and they don't care about nobody else's scenario but theirs. And they've taken advantage of those opportunities.
Like the De'Aaron Fox situation, right? Like he's really good. He hasn't played lately. So it's like, do they need him? They have Dylan Harper who's played 6 career games. Like it's such a what have you done for me lately league. And then right now, and you combine the distractions off the court and stuff with John Morant, there's too much talent in the league to have to deal with that.
Too much. Guys, we got to take a quick break. We'll have a little more Run It Back on the other side.
Run it back, run it up, then run it back.
Oh, yeah, it is the weekend. Clippers Suns. Chandler, you're up.
I like the Suns tonight, and I like to get back on Lou. When he took his pick, there's no way he knew James Harden and Kawhi Leonard were out tonight. Suns minus 2.5, over 224. The comeback is on, Beadle.
Yeah, we're coming back, Chandler.
I can't believe I got set up like this. But you know what? I will stay down until I come up. I like Clippers money line. I still like the Clippers tonight. And I got Zubac over and rebound. Zucci, man, don't let me down, baby. The cheese is on the line for me.
Well, he might get one of those, but you're going to lose the other. I got Suns money line, Booker over on the points. Yeah, we went Phoenix heavy, Chandler. Because Chandler and I are we're losing. We're losing right now. We got to.
We're down. We're down. We're a second half team.
There you go. There's a little same game parlay. I think that's you know what?
Yeah. I like us today. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I don't hate it.
I'll take that.
I don't hate it whatsoever.
Right now Chandler's in last place, by the way, for anybody keeping track at home. Lose the winning.
You didn't have to say all that.
We got a whole season.
You didn't have to do that.
Whole season. Enjoy the weekend,
the first quarter. A lot of basketball left.